What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. Now, while I believe there are very few moments in our lives that have enough power to define all of us, the entirety of us, there are times in our lives, though, probably a handful of times in our entire life, where we are faced with a tragedy, some epiphany, some breakthrough, some large leap forward. It can also go the opposite way. We can have one night where we make the completely wrong decisions that are possibly irreversible, something you think casually about, even like drinking and driving, or maybe something even more serious. And in those moments, you are also playing with just as impactful of forces. Just like the tragedies can end up defining you, you can make some large-scale mistakes in moments that you might have to spend the rest of your life trying to undo. Moments, if lived properly or improperly, can have monumental effects on your entire life. Most of the time, this is not the case, and one small mistake does not define you. This only applies to the largest, most rare events of your life that you are either really blessed to go through or are really unfortunate to be the statistic of. The thing is, this doesn't really have to be something that happens to you. It can be also a tool if you apply it voluntarily and recognize it in the right moment at the right time. If you become hypersensitive to the states that you are in, you will recognize that certain states lend to certain things better than other states do. So it might be the best time to do those things in those states. I used to do my to-do list like a traditional to-do list for a very long time. Then I started incorporating GTD, Getting Things Done, the method by David Allen. After maybe a decade of doing that and learning more about myself, I now use the same GTD method in combination with contexts or states. There's an app called OmniFocus that allows for this to be done easily. And so I have contexts like in car, and in this driving state while I'm in the car where I can't do anything else, I can pull up a list of things that I can only do while in the car and driving. Like listen to something specific that I have lined up or wanted to listen to. Or make a call to someone like customer service or calling someone back. I also have other contexts like while walking or while in the gym. And like this, I have many other contexts that exist and are programmed into my to-do list. Even emotional states, or what I call moods. So I have a mood-dependent task list. I have one that's read, research, and learn mode. I have another one that's called analysis and deep thinking. I have creative and brainstorming as one. I have another one that's called low involvement and quick tasks. And I have a miscellaneous errands when I'm just in do and action mode. This is a culmination of learning myself over years and then grouping tasks that I am most likely to do depending on the mood that I'm in. So instead of fighting it or trying to do research when I'm in numbers and analytical mode, or trying to do deep thinking when I was just doing a bunch of low involvement administrative tasks, it's just probably not going to be compatible if I try to do those things. A regular to-do list does not pay respect to the kind of state that you are in. And so it's hard to go back and forth on different things like this. This is why managers and makers work on different schedules and different time blocks. The point is, you can understand the momentary state that you are in and actually build contextual actions based off of it. And that might allow you to do some of your most meaningful work while minimizing the fighting with yourself and your emotional states while you're doing them. There are also other times You find yourself in states that, if you can recognize, would be best for you to capitalize on. You might find yourself in a rare feeling where you have the need for connection. And you may have a loving thought about a friend or someone in your life. And I have taught myself to pick up the phone in those exact moments and text or call that person just to tell them that I love them or share the funny or loving thought that I just had about them. When you miss out on these passing moments, months can easily pass before you remember to connect with that person again. And you might miss out on that meaningful connection with that person that simply could have taken that thoughtful message and you acting on your momentary impulse. Here's one I've been trying to remind myself of often. Act on your momentary courage. Sometimes you're so used to doubting yourself or overanalyzing everything before you move forward, or have your need for certainty be so high that you literally live in that space all the time. But every now and then, occasionally, courage visits you. You feel taller, more emboldened, more apt to take action. And in that moment, you can leave a monumental effect on your life if you seize that momentary courage and act upon it. You might make larger leaps from acting on those very moments than you might have had for years in your regular analysis mode. Act on that momentary courage, that momentary resolve. It might make every moment after that different. Act on that momentary love. It might make every interaction after more intimate. Act on that momentary trust, the momentary gratitude, the momentary faith, and take the leap. Moments can be maximized to make them into monuments, to stand the test of time. You never know. Tomorrow, you might be standing on this moment. I love you, family. Stay true always. I see you on the next show.